players you play against will be pretty offensive. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Let's go over this briefly, and then we'll come up with some drills with you guys to work on skill. Okay, the dream game for an offensive player is when the opponent makes the same amount of spin on pushes, the same speed on blocks, and the same spin on moves. Also playing directly to both wings, targeting neither wide nor their middle. If you're comfortable mixing these up, you will have an effect against offensive players. So, if I'm playing Alvin, and I'm the offensive player, I'm really happy if he just plays always the same exact push, so that I can loop it as hard as I want every time, because I know that it's always going to be the same, yeah? And it's nice when you always play blocks the same exact speed, oh boy, same exact speed every time, and also not targeting like this area. So that's nice. Now if he starts mixing up the spins on the pushes, right, making some like heavy, long, that was pretty good, yeah, he makes maybe like over here, yeah, a lot of variation, and even on the blocks. If I'm looping, and he's even on the loop, if he's switching up the tempo, the placement, now it's getting very difficult for me. Even so, if you're comfortable making variation, that's good. Now maybe you're comfortable switching up your pushes, but you're not comfortable switching up your blocks. Great. Do the pushes then. Don't feel obligated to switch everything up. It's not an all or nothing proposition. So if you feel like you have a talent with blocking wide and stuff, then use that. What's up?
What if you don't know pushing or blocking?
Then that's why we're working on it. Huh? Good question.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, next one. Alright, you must recognize if the offensive player wants to play mostly forehand, balanced or backhand most of the table. If balanced, finding their middle is a good idea. If on the extremes, playing wide is a good idea. I think I've talked about this earlier on in the camp, but you have to see if they're always trying to play forehand or if they're really trying to play backhand whole table. If they're doing either one of those, playing really wide all the time is good. Anytime you would go to the middle, they just take their forehand or their backhand, depending on if they like one or the other. If they're a more balanced player, playing backhand here and forehand here, then finding the middle is good. And that's something you have to identify. Very quickly you'll identify if a player is looking for forehand a lot of the table or looking for backhand a lot of the table. I think you just have to notice. And then you can quickly adjust your strategy of your placements. Does that make sense? Yeah, somewhat. Okay. Good. Offensive players have two different ways of gaining their attack. Either receiving serve short, then looking for long or medium long pushes, or directly flipping serves. If they like to flip with backhand, stretch the table as wide as possible with serves, and look to block or counter wide the next ball. Also mixing up deep pushes, deep serves. Also mixing some deep serves can weaken their flips. If they like to push short, mixing up serves. And of course throwing long with it. So basically, that's saying if you're playing an offensive player, there's two ways for them to gain the attack. I'll be the offensive player this time. So Alvin will serve short. If I'm pushing short, it's a good way for him to push long the next ball. So I get the first attack. So some offensive players like to play everything short because the next ball has a high probability of letting me get an attack. Yeah? They'll pick on people's short games, is what they're doing. Or they try and flip the first ball and get straight into the attack that way. So it's falling into two categories. And if, the second part of that was if they're looking for backhand flip, which is very common, the higher level you get, a lot of players want to flip with backhand, is you want to stretch the table. So serving here is really great because then I have to walk all the way over here and backhand flip. And then serving here is great because maybe I'm thinking they're going to serve there, and now that's nice. And also serving deep a lot is good. So here, here, and here, serving, if they like to backhand flip. right? It's very effective. And then on top of that, if you serve here, then they flip, that's open to block, right? And a lot of people think that they have to attack the flip. You don't have to attack the flip. If you stay close and block strong to the open corner, you can win the point. So, next. All right. Offensive players are usually not strong in defense, so trying to be aggressive is good. Flipping serves as well as looking to attack. Also looping with much spin, they don't like to block, so they may miss many counter loops. Yeah, so I'll start off with a little story. I've played against, who knows the Algetti brothers? We've heard about them, they're like 2,600. Well, one of them's name is Gal, and he is a defensive player against everyone I know, except me, because I'm offensive, right? And he's afraid of my offense. I like to think that, at least when I go to bed. But when I play him, Gal becomes super offensive because he doesn't want me to be offensive. So that stops me from being offensive, right? Instead of giving me the attack, he starts flipping serves, he starts playing short and looking to loop balls, he starts doing all these things to stop me from attacking. So he's playing the style correctly, I think. That's a good example of how to stop an offensive player is you become ultra offensive.
He beat Jorgen Person 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I believe. He was North American team champion.
Gal?
Gal, yeah. I was surprised, yeah.
You beat Jorgen?
Yeah, big surprise. I mean, Jorgen is 50, whatever.
Yeah. Still, it's anytime you're beating Jorgen Pearson, that's pretty good. So yes. Okay, so let's go over the skills. Ability to play ball short on receives. So learning to play short receives is good. And playing well on that third ball attack. A good opening loop to increase your offense. The next one is ability to flip opponent serves. We did work on that this morning, flipping, and we will go over that a little bit more now that we've gotten a taste of it. Ability to serve, a mix of serves, side top, dead, heavy back. So that's just mixing up things so that the attacker doesn't feel comfortable doing the same thing every time. And the ability to block, right? They're going to get the offense sometimes because they're offensive. So we can't pretend that we can stop them all the time. So learning to block will really enhance your ability to beat them. And a good offense, stringing multiple attacks together and the ability to place the ball well is going to be helpful. And I think I did skim over a part here where looping with a lot of spin against them is a really good idea. We practiced that earlier this morning, the spinning loop, right? So if you just loop normal, right, it can be easy for them to counter loop. Here I can spin, and he's counter looping. We'll give Alvin a little time to warm up here. One more. Yeah, but if I put a lot of spin, one more. Put a lot of spin, it can be tough for him to control the spinny ball. Of course he can get it, but it's harder. So against offensive players, putting lots of spin on your loops can be really helpful as well. All right, let's go into the drills. We'll talk about the drills and then we'll get out on tables and start doing them.
Can we just go right to the game?
To the game?
No,
We are going to play a game.
Okay. I want to do a game.
We are going to do the game. No problem. We can get to that. Okay, so the first one, we'll make it easy for you guys. We'll make it easy. Is blocking 1-1. So Alvin can loop to me. So you're going to loop to you're going to block to their forehand, and they're going to loop 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1, and we're working on blocking, moving and blocking. So that's pretty straightforward, right? We'll go around and help you guys, maybe the techniques off. So we're going to do that. The second one is
blocking to the forehand, that was his forehand. Like
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then flipping down the line. So this drill is kind of free point. So we'll do 2 serves each. I can serve anywhere short, right? Side spin or under spin. And he can flip with either backhand or forehand, but he's going to flip down the line. with both of those, right? So if I serve to his backhand, he'll flip down the line. If I serve to his forehand, he'll flip down the line, right? Now what happens when I serve to the middle? Yeah, he'll use his backhand, and he'll still flip to this same corner, as if he was flipping down the line. Yeah, same corner as this one. Even if he flips with his backhand over there, it's still to this corner. The backhands will always go to this corner, and the forehands always go to this corner. So let's say he wants to flip his forehand over here, he's still going to flip over there, just to make it simple, right? For the most part. I hope that makes sense, right?
Opposite for the right hand.
Yeah, just flip down the line.
Sure.
Yeah, your backhands go down the line, your forehands go down the line. If you use backhand, then it's still to that same corner. Yeah? And you're going to be doing 2 serves each of that.
Which comes control.
The next drill, the last one of this series, is, I have to read this really quickly, serve, backhand. Okay, so this one is about being creative. We talked about mixing things up, making it a little bit different every time for the offensive player, because they want consistency, so they can just wail at the ball and go on autopilot. So you're going to serve anywhere short, and Albin, let's say he's the one doing the drill. He's going to push in this backhand corner, and he's going to mix up short, he's going to mix up long, he's going to mix up heavy pushes, he's going to mix off the side pushes, he can mix even high pushes, and it's just his job to mix everything up. So yeah, you won the first point there. That's good. All right. And then we play the point. So I'm going to keep serving, and it's his job to become creative. So if you feel like you're doing this drill and you feel like, yeah, I'm doing the same push every time, then stop and do a new push. So we can come around and give you different ideas as to new creative ways to push. Yeah.
What about making your own serve?
Your serve.
What about making your own serve?
What about making your own serve is what it is.
Like.
A creative serve.
Yeah, we're keeping that person's being creative. We're gonna do underspin or side spin pretty much on all of these serves. Yeah. And then we'll do that for like 5 minutes. Then we'll switch, and the other side is only allowed to push the backhand square for 5 minutes. Make sense?